It's
all right.
What's wrong with you?
It's an animal, exactly. I'm not whimpering around like him.
You might be if I into you.
Shush! Stop it!
Dude, shut up. Hey. Do you know how to make a dog shut up?
Come on, shush!
You got a problem?
Yeah, man.
You've got a
Do my man. Hey, come on, man. Hey, come on. It's my dog, man.
Your dog?
Yeah.
So what the f do you keep hitting it?
He's doing my head in, man.
I don't give a f what's going on.
It's my dog, though, man.
What are you doing to this dog?
Fucking shut up.
What are you doing?
Won't shut up.
Yeah, because he's scared. You bang it.
Yeah, but like, he's been going for like half an hour. Little puppies, for like half an hour, he's been going off like that.
How
Like,
old are they?
seriously. It's just driving me crazy.
How old are they?
They're like a few weeks old.
It's my property, man. I'll knock him around if it's... I mean, it's not against the law, mate.
It is against the law.
So to kick the basket?
Don't start.
It's my property, man. I
Mate,
can...
don't.
Don't what?
Don't start kicking it about.
This isn't it's in the basket though, man. I'm only hitting the box, aren't I? I mean, I'm not screeping out like a little puppy though.
So puppy, they just won't stop. They won't stop crying. I don't know. It's just like I'm just trying to get them to stop. Like seriously, come on. It's been like an hour that they haven't stopped. They're not mine though. It's the thing.
You can't just sit here kicking and hitting.
I mean, this has worked so far. That's why I was doing it. You know, like.
Of course, it's going to shit in itself. If I start hitting it in your face, it's going to be quiet.
If I was whimpering, maybe I'd deserve it. You know what I mean?
No, it's a fucking dog. It don't understand.
He's not hurt though, is he? Like,
Mate,
he's in the box.
Go
He's
away.
in the box. He's alright.
We're discussing this animal.
If a baby was crying in a pram, would you knock the pram over?
Nah, he's not knocked it over though, has he? I mean, it's his
Well, if you've
dog.
been watching, I don't give a f if it belongs to him. That animal's got rights.
Besides, my right to do what I want to the animal.
You haven't got a right to beat an
I'm
animal.
not beating him. I'm kicking the crate.
Kick it again, and I'll kick you.
Oh, come on, man. There's no need for that. He's a dog. It's not the same.
Hey,
What's he doing?
kicking his dog about.
Yeah.
Your
yeah,
dog?
you admitting it.
Yeah, I'll kick. No, kick.
How about I kick the shit out of you and see if you whimper?
Crate. If I was in a crate, you could kick the crate about. You wouldn't kick me.
It's your dog though, right?
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm just like trying to make him shut up.
You make you shut up, man, I swear to God. You're sick.
I mean,
You're
yeah.
sick. There's something wrong with you, son.
I mean, it's not illegal, man.
Mate,
I mean, if it's your dog though,
Yeah.
don't condone it.
you've got to be firm with him though, aren't you? I mean, like,
You don't kick him.
Mate, listen, it's a joke. It's not a real dog. It's a Bluetooth speaker.
Okay, guys. I just gotta tell you, this is just a social experiment. There's no dog. There's no dog. No, guys. Can I just give you guys a hug? You guys are so nice.
but it's his dog though, so I mean, he can do what he wants with it, right?
Guys,
Right, animals got...
guys, we're actually just filming on social media. There's cameras all around right now.
There's not a dog in there, man.
My exact words were people keep looking, but no one's doing anything.
What motivated you to actually do something to help the puppies?
It's a dog.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I'm not really one for confrontation, but when it's animals, I feel like someone's got to step in.
They don't have their own voice, so.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You said you're against cruelty to animals, right? What does cruelty mean to you?
People that treat animals like objects rather than actual living things with feelings and emotions, because they are. They're not just like, I was saying it about people with dogs, and they treat them like they're just buying ornaments rather than actual living things, and it's the complete opposite.
Some people will say that if it's my property, if a dog is my property,
It's not property, it's an animal.
Well,
it's a living, breathing creature, it's
okay.
not property.
I don't know who I'm more angry with, the guy hitting the box or the guy stepping in to defend that guy.
What do you think about the guy that came up? So that's Tony who came up and said,
I was about ready to hit him as well. I was honestly about ready. I was about to elbow him and chin him.
yeah, that's really
I
good.
was about to take the dogs, go down the street, and then I'll look after him.
Yeah.
End of.
How do you feel about animals who are used, so dogs, for example, that are used for like dog fighting, for example?
Sickening.
It's very sickening.
Yeah, I do.
It's just unnecessary, isn't it? Like, I think using it as
Your dog was bred for fighting?
Yeah, she wasn't bred for fighting, but because she was a large, quite aggressive dog, they used her for fighting, and they used to bet on fighting, and I saw it happening, and I just picked this aggressive dog up and walked home and had her since.
How about people that go and say, well, it's my choice if I want to bet on dog fighting. What do you think about that?
You're funding the cruelty, because if there was no market for it, then there'd be no reason to breed them in the first place. So.
Okay, so kind of like a demand supply. If people are betting on them, and then people will supply the dogs to fight type of thing.
Yeah.
How about people that test chemicals and cosmetics and stuff on dogs?
Can't stand it.
Not cool. Okay.
Not cool.
I don't condone it. I mean, I don't buy anything that's like tested on animals or anything like that. Like, I make it my business to find out whether it's tested on animals or not. Like, I don't believe in anything like that. It doesn't even need to be done anymore.
Yeah. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, wholeheartedly.
How about this one? It's a little more challenging. How about medicine? So dogs that are used in testing.
To be honest
for
with you,
medicine.
I disagree with it. If I saw it, I'd disagree with it. But again, it's ignorance, out of sight, out of mind.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. How about animals that are like captive, let's say like dolphins and whales that they use for entertainment purposes? How about that? So taking a whale out of the wild and putting them in captivity to jump through hoops and do shows for
I
people?
went to SeaWorld and I had to walk out.
Okay.
Simple.
Wow, so you actually went and saw it and were like,
No, I'm done.
wow, okay, cool. How about the last industry that we're asking people about here, which is the most common one in society, I think, exploiting and using animals for food. What do you think about that?
What do you mean for food?
How about animals that are exploited in the animal agriculture industry, so like chickens, pigs, cows, that sort of thing?
I mean, people feel the need to survive on meat. I'm still shaking from it, to be honest with you. I'm still a bit like, but,
Get adrenaline.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't know.
It was a survival thing, and it's not a survival thing anymore. I mean, like, you can go anywhere and get anything. I mean, like, if you live in like the bush of Alaska or something, then fair enough. Like, you live in a forest, you have to survive. But like, it's not like that anymore.
Humane, fine. Because it's food chain, circle of life, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But humane. There's ways about going about things. Yeah. You don't need to be sick.
Yeah. So how do we like, what does like humanely killing a pig look like for you?
Well, I've seen it. I don't know what the TV program was, but they stun it. The animal has no idea what's coming, and it's none the wiser.
What if I had a puppy here and I was stabbing the puppy? Would you consider that cruelty as well? It's a bit of a silly question, right? I guess we're saying that as consumers when we buy that. We're okay with the stabbing part, but not with the kicking part, right? How do you feel about that?
Well, it's one of the hardest things, isn't it? Because I feel like I'm both sides, because I'm still animal rights. I was vegan, I'm not anymore. So it's like, I don't know. People say that they want it to be done the humane way. Technically, there is not a humane way of killing anything.
We have a 60-second video. Would you guys mind watching it? Yeah? Okay, cool. From what you saw there, would you say that is cruelty to animals?
Well, yeah, because it's that unnecessary thing as well. It's like, I think if you put, like, I don't know, sausages in front of someone and showed them that it was bleeding all over the place, it was already damaged, for lack of a better word, before you even ate it, I think that would put even, like, me and advocates off.
If David were to do that to a dog right here, would you be okay with that?
And what's the purpose? You ain't going to eat it.
No, let's say he just did it for fun, for pleasure. Yeah.
No, I'd kill you.
Yeah.
I'd put it on cat. I'll kill you.
How did you feel when you were watching that?
The same way as when you were doing that, is you start to feel angry, like you wish you could step in and do something.
It just makes me sad that there are people that, like, the people doing that will just go home and not even feel bad at all. And it just, I don't know, it just confuses me how there's people like you guys, but then there's people like that who just don't care at all.
You want a tough question now?
No, go ahead.
Do we have to kill pigs or cows or chickens for us to be happy or healthy?
I don't have to, no, but there is a circle, there is the food chain.
And would you say that killing someone unnecessarily, would that fall under cruelty, or is that something separate besides killing a living being, whether it's a human or non-human, unnecessarily?
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point?
When I first asked you what cruelty was to you, I think it was you that said it's basically this unnecessary form of violence, right? Do you think that we have to kill animals to be happy or to be healthy?
There's no physical reason that you need to eat meat.
Would you agree?
It's a pleasure thing more.
Yeah, would you agree with that?
I don't think we have to, but I think it's just people's preference, isn't it? They either like it or they don't, and I think some people can just put the mindset behind them and see it as food and not see it as it were once an animal.
Going back to, like, if we don't have to kill animals, then do you see any sort of an ethical issue?
If we don't have to, no. But at the end of the day, would you say that to a lion?
No, because a lion has to.
Right, but the thing is, we can get away without eating meat, granted. However, I don't know, I'm even talking.
It's tricky, no, man. It's a tricky subject.
You go to school and they tell you about, McDonald had a farm and all that stuff, but they don't tell you, like, well, they're there for, killing eventually. But you go, you see the animals, you think, oh, that's dead cute, and then they go off and get slaughtered. Like, it's just too normalised, I think, and it's one of those things that people aren't educated enough about it, because people just see the outside, but then they don't see what goes on behind closed doors.
Just don't think people are informed enough.
There's a much wider range of like the vegan possibilities now. Like
vegan food now is amazing. I believe it's going to get bigger and stronger as it has been the last couple of years.
So I think if more people were informed, it's like when people say like cruelty-free and vegan's more expensive, but it's not half the time anymore.
Do you think that we have, as humanity, any sort of moral obligation to avoid animal products if we have other products that taste good, they're healthy and nutritious, and they don't cause death or harm to animals? Do you think we do?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like they weren't, they weren't put here to serve us. I mean,
this is very dramatic, really dramatic, but people used to say that about other people.
Yeah, but you think about slavery.
But
Thing, isn't it?
and people agreed with that for a real long time, but like I don't think living things should be anyone's property, really. It's hypocritical that it's illegal to harm certain animals, but it's legal to harm other animals, and that just doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, why is it okay to abuse a cow or a pig or a chicken, but it's not okay for a dog or a cat or even a horse?
Well, it worked for me. I'm a fine example of it. I used to eat a lot of meat. I've always been an animal lover. I've always stepped in if I need to or cared for animals, but I've always eaten meat, and when I met Mel I got a bigger understanding of it, and she's introduced me to vegan food and what there is now. I mean, supermarkets are doing it everywhere, restaurants, and it's great. I have a better meal eating vegan than I do eating meat.
What do you think it is that in all those industries, what motivates people to actually do all these horrible things to animals, whether it's...
They don't see them with feelings, they just see them as objects, and they see them as money machines, that's all.
Do you think if every time you went to buy an animal product, whether it's dairy or cheese or eggs or meat I meant, do you think that if you had to see what the animal went through every time, it might make that decision harder for you?
I mean, I'm one to avoid it on Facebook. It comes up quite a lot, and I'm one to scroll past them videos because I know myself that I'm part of the problem. But
he got introduced to some cows in person, and he just spent like 10 minutes with them, and he was like, oh my gosh, cows are like dogs.
Imagine every time you wanted to buy a pack of bacon, you had to watch someone, or you yourself had to stab an animal in the throat and take their life. You couldn't do it, right?
No.
So what's stopping you from actually just buying the vegan bacon or the vegan burgers or the vegan cheese or the vegan milk? Like, what's stopping you from doing that, do you think?
Because it doesn't taste the same. That is literally the only reason.
It's
because it is literally a pleasure thing.
Yeah.
Like I sit there and I go, yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah. Weird, like, and no judgment at all.
No,
how does it feel for you to say that? Like, because you get pleasure from those products, that then you're funding all that cruelty.
The thing is, it does feel bad, but like I said, like it's one of those things where you don't think about it because we're sort of put into a position where we don't have to think about it. You don't have to do the killing. You don't have to go there and see that. You literally just have the thing put in front of you and you're done. That's it.
Yeah.
Once a week I might eat some meat, and I always feel bad for it. But,
so what's stopping you? What's stopping you from just once a week?
Me
cutting it out, like
me not liking veg, and just like say, just probably laziness.
You sound like me exactly like 8 years ago. So I've been vegan for 8 years.
Yeah.
And it's like you sound like me, and it's like all I had to do was I watched one documentary, the new version of it is called Dominion, You watch that. I didn't touch an animal product after that
Dominion.
because I couldn't forget it.
Okay.
Like I was very aware. Yeah, Dominion. You can just Google it. It's free online.
Scar yourself with it, and then.
Dude, it's reality. That's the sad thing. That's reality. So I watched that. I was like, okay, I don't want to participate in that. The same way that I help a puppy, I'll help a pig, I'll help a cow, I'll help a chicken if they need it. And the first step was just me not paying people to do all those horrible things.
Well, that's it. I've always been the first to step in to help an animal.
Well, you did a good job here, man. So, guys, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, and most importantly, thanks for the conversation. But thank you for doing something. Like that's really important.
About to go to Burger King and you just stopped us. Come on.
Guys, thank you so much for stopping. Really appreciate it. Have a great day.
You're doing a great job. Thank you, guys.
Cheers. See ya.